And our sportsNOLA.com trivia question, the NFL draft starts April 28th. How many players from Louisiana colleges have been the first overall pick in the NFL draft? Answer is 4. Jamarcus Russell, Terry Bradshaw, Tommy Mason, Billy Cannon. So we heard Bradshaw and Cannon mentioned here. We didn't hear Russell or Mason mentioned, and Russell was the most recently. And Tommy Mason was a really good player. So there you go. Good question, good answer. Ken Trahan, sportsNOLAtv. It is time now for our hot seat segment where we place Brian Alley Walsh on the hot seat with a hot topic of the day. What is the Saints' biggest off-season need? Not 2, not 3, 1. What is their one biggest off-season need heading into the 2016 season? Brian, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Trahan, and this brings a little tear to my eye. It's the final one of the season, the hot seat topic. Well, this is a no-brainer for me, and since I don't have a brain, it's easy. They need an elite pass rusher, all right? And I know my cohorts are going to say they have no money to go get him. I'm not worried about the hurdles in front of this franchise. That's what they need to help turn things around overnight. They need to get somebody that can go get the quarterback. He could be a defensive end, he could be an outside linebacker, but they need to get somebody that's going to put consistent pressure on the quarterback.
Well, you need a pass rusher, like you said. You need somebody who can put pressure on the quarterback. But the bottom line, what you're going to need more than anything is somebody running the defense that can have the guys in the right position, in the right place that can stop the other guys. And that's more important than anything. I mean, you can call all the defense you want, but if you're not calling the defense that's going to stop the offense, you're not going to win.
I like that, actually. I like that. You're talking about Dennis Allen has to be that guy. Right. I'm maybe one of the, I don't know about Kenny, but I like Dennis Allen, okay? I think if given time, and he's got to get players, all right? Players make coaches. And if you get a consistent pass rusher to go with Cam Jordan on the other side, we saw what Denver did with Von Miller and with DeMarcus Ware. Those two guys got after it. And that's what the Saints and anybody that wants to excel in the league today, they've got to do that. And you guys know, Ricky, you know, that if you get that consistent pass rush from up front, it makes your whole defense, hopefully, idealistically, it makes them better. Because you don't have to hold on to your DBs, don't have to stick with their receivers as long. And everybody, if you get after and get to that quarterback, you can affect a lot of change.
Yeah, and that's true. And you also, like I say, but you got to have somebody that they're not predictable. I mean, a lot of times you see defense go, I can tell you what the Saints going to run before they ain't running.
Right.
And the other teams, they worked all week on it too, so they know. And that's the key. I mean, you can't just show all out blitz and all the time and let team know what you're going to do. And that's going to be the whole key to it this year.
Okay.
Good discussion. Listen, I tend to side with Brian on this one. I think you need an edge rusher. Doesn't make any difference whether it's a guy that puts his hand down or is in a stand-up position. They're really interchangeable at this point. You need a guy that can exact a difference on an offense that you must account for all the time, which means you have to keep somebody in to chip or even help block on a consistent basis, and a guy that can clearly affect the way a quarterback approaches the game. Your back end can't cover for more than 5 seconds or so, and the Saints' back end is not the greatest anyway, although it's not bad if healthy, but health is a big issue there. All you got to do is look at the Super Bowl this year, as Brian mentioned, with Ware and Miller, bookends. You try to chip one, you can't chip the other. They were the reason Denver won the Super Bowl. It's that simple. But that's really been the case throughout history. I think about the Colts and the great run they had because they had Freeney on one side and Mathis on the other. Very hard to account for those speed guys. I think about the Saints with Jackson on one side and Swilling on the other. Hard to account for that. I think about the Giants with Taylor on one side, Banks on the other. I think about the Steelers with Ham on one side, Russell on the other. I think of the Cowboys and the 49ers when they had Charles Haley. I mean, when you have a guy like that in an outside position, in a passing situation, disrupts everything, changes the world. So the Saints have a lot of needs. There's no doubt in my mind that's their one singular need. That said, I still think you pick the best player available on the board when he's there in the first round. Don't veer from it. Don't stretch. And a case in point would be a guy like a Laquan Treadwell, a terrific wide receiver at Ole Miss. He's got size, he's got speed, he's fluid, he's really good. If a guy like that is there and he's rated higher than the defensive player on the board at that time, you pick him. Because Ricky mentioned on a previous show, defensive line, the inside defensive line is another need for the Saints. There's no doubt. They have a lot of needs here. I think their biggest need is an outside pass rusher. Junior Gillette was a fairly good to pretty good one, but not a great one. Ricky uses the word great. He wasn't a great one. Pat Swilling, he was a great one. Ricky Jackson was a great one. That's not great. You need a guy that can exact the difference all the time. Kikaha has a chance to be a good one, not a great one. So to me, that's it. That's the spot. That's where they need to go. When we return in just a moment, we'll visit with Mr. Premier, Troy Duhan of Premier Automotive, when Sports NOLA TV continues.